Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Damora McQueen and you already know that this is the place where I try my best to motivate you and to inspire you as much as possible. And I know you haven't seen me in a little while, but I'm really glad to be back and you'll hear a little bit more about my absence soon. I wanted to talk about this specific topic today because of the reason why I have been absent from YouTube for a little while. So I've been working on a project which is very personal, really near and dear to my heart. It is a project that I would consider big, and I hope it will have a big impact, a global impact as well. So I've been working on this project, and I'm glad to say that the project is now completed, and soon you'll hear more about it. But that's the reason why I've been absent. Of course, there's school as well, and so on, and those shouldn't have been like a real excuse per se, but those are my excuses for um, being absent from YouTube for a little while. So, but I'm glad though because it has led me to this video. I'm glad to have worked on the project. I'm glad to have had that experience just working on it and just everything. It has really led me to this moment and has led me to think about some things. So yeah, I'm glad to have this conversation with you, talking about fear and how to essentially overcome fear, or how taking action is the key to overcoming fear. So let me start off by telling you about one of my favorite people, Michelle Obama, as you already probably know, right? So, in her book, The Light We Carry, Michelle Obama talks about what she calls the fearful mind. So, you know how we sometimes want to take action or do a new thing, and then we suddenly start to doubt or to fear taking action, and we fear what the result might be and so on. So Michelle Obama calls this the fearful mind in her book The Light We Carry. And so I think it's a perfect segue into my discussion for today, uh, because of the specific project that I've been working on, and because of the magnitude of the project and how big and expansive the impact could be. After finishing the project recently, I was up like maybe late in the night, and I was just overthinking and worrying a bit about like the project and the impact, because I hope it will have a far-reaching global impact and the magnitude will be so great. But then at the same time, the fearful mind started to come at me a bit, and then I had to kind of reposition myself and even get some encouragement from a friend about it. Because the fact of the matter is that I took action, and that's important. And action is the key to overcoming fear when you really think about it. So, what I would say is feel the fear and do it anyway. Because you see, that fear, if we allow it to settle, it can be very crippling, right? And it can hinder our progress, or growth, and or development. So feel the fear and do it anyway, because that is how you grow, right? By constantly feeling that fear and constantly pushing despite the fear. That is how you grow. So my realization, so I had a number of realizations, right? Or a number of reality checks, if you will. So the first thing is that I took action, and I would have mentioned this, right? I felt the fear and I did it anyway. I took action, right? And that's a plus for me, because I could have sat down and I could have just not, finished this project because of fear, or not start in the first place. But the mere fact that I took action and the project is now completed means that that's a win for me, and that's a plus for me, right? So taking action is really the key to overcoming those kind of fear or any kind of fear, right? Because what you're doing is challenging yourself, and you are telling yourself and reminding yourself and building up evidence for yourself to say that, you know what, you can overcome any fear or any challenges that might come your way, because you've had a history of feeling the fear or being fearful or being doubtful and still taking action, right? So that was my first reality check or realization, right? I took action despite the fear, and that's a win for me. Secondly, regardless of the outcome of this project, and this is exactly how I wanted to start to speak to yourself when you're in those fearful moments, and when the fearful mind is starting to act up. I want you to think about this. Regardless of the outcome, like, this project will outlive me, right? So that's something that I wrote down. So despite the outcome, because I don't know what the outcome will be, I will do my part to ensure that it has that far-reaching impact, but at the same time, I don't know, right? But regardless, this project will have a really far-reaching impact, right? It will impact people all around the world. At least that's the intention. And it will. We're speaking positively, right? But again, it will outlive me. So even when I'm gone, this project will still be in existence, right? So I took such a big step that will outlive me. And again, that's a plus for me, right? So think about that when you're in your fearful moments. Think about that when you need to take action on whatever goals, dreams, or aspirations you have. Regardless of how big or small they might seem to you, they just think about the fact that that action that you're taking now might literally outlive you, right? So that's a plus for you as well. Then thirdly, I did not give in to my fearful mind. And this is very significant, very powerful. I did not give in to my fearful mind. I felt the fear and I did it anyway. That is how you grow. That is how you develop, right? So I felt it, but I didn't allow it to cripple me. Don't allow fear to cripple you. Take action on those goals, dreams, and aspirations anyway. Then the last realization is, you won't know until you act. This is important. You won't know until you act. And I'll say it one more time. You won't know until you act. You won't know the outcome unless you actually take action. So it doesn't make sense you sit down and rehearse all the negatives and so on. You won't know until you take action. So actually take action. Take the risk or lose the chance. And that is how I will end this video. Take action regardless of fear. Thank you so much for listening. I do hope you were inspired. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you at the top. Thanks.